rolling, you know she rolling with me. Got the power hour just like my name was 50. New cash alert, top 5 trizzy. East side till I die, get north side Philly. Came up slow, but that shit made my patience great. Hotter than all, love me, but they hate me. Peep the handshake, matter or not. You trust it cause you love her, then you hug her. I just smash her off. Get my 20 points from me scoring, and then I pass the ball. Ain't no point in me being selfish, I got no love at all. Jumping off the whip at that foreign, I switch the license plate. When you getting money, it's funny, you getting twice the hate. Download you a copy or stream it, you know that life is good. Lyrics never die, told them lyrics never die. I'll never eat her cake, but you know I love to slice the pie. I'm talking about percentages, stack it till it's limitless. Get it how you living shit, I don't want your forgiveness.
What's going on, y'all? You know, had to come back to y'all, start bringing Let's Talk Heavy back around because people said, Heavy, where you been at, man? You supposed to be giving us that talk heavy. Let's talk about these Niners, talk about these Lakers, man. So I'm going to make sure that I'm around for the rest of the football season, man. You know, I'm happy to be back. And I got a lot to catch up on, man. Got a lot to catch up on. You know, Niners 3-game losing streak hasn't been a good one, man. It's been kind of interesting to see the Niners play these last few games, but we gonna get it together right now. And you know, I want to talk about it right now. I want to talk about the Niners' last 3 games and what I saw from my opinion. You can start off with the Browns game. Browns game is, you know, we could have won that game. It was a lot going on. The Browns defensive line was getting a lot of push on the offensive line. Losing Debo played a part in that game. A whole offensive game plan had to change once Debo and CMC got hurt. You know, it changed a lot in that game plan. And Kyle tried to do whatever he could do to win. We still had a chance to win the game, but we just didn't pull out with it. You know what I mean? Shout out to Brock Purdy. He did what he could in that moment to win that game, and Jake Moody didn't hit the field goal. Then, you know, I said, you know what? We lost it, and we're going to come back around the corner. We're going to spin the block. We're going to get it back. We're going to get it back together against the Vikings. We go up in Minnesota. I see a lot of the same things. I see that the offense really not getting to nothing. You can see that Trent Williams is definitely missed in this game and the Bengals game because running to the left side of the field, it hasn't been the same. Jalen Moore has been good. I would not take nothing away from Jalen Moore, but our run game isn't the same with going to the left unless Trent Williams is there. So in the Vikings game, we started out good. You know, Travaris Ward had a pick. I'm like, all right, we about to get it together. We about to roll in this game. We about to get back on point. And then we started unraveling again. Kirk Cousins didn't get touched. Primetime Kirk, the one we always say that do bad. Oh, he said, Niners, I got something for y'all today. Y'all gonna learn today. And Kirk Cousins went crazy on us. Went crazy on us in the game. I'm like, is this the same Kirk? With the real Kirk Cousins, please stand up. And he said, no, you got me messed up. They came the ball. And then, you know, I didn't like that Steve Wilks called the zero blitz with 16 seconds left in the second quarter going into halftime. I don't understand why you did that. It scored only 10-7. We had all the momentum in the world. Then you give up that type of a touchdown, which at the end of the day, Travaris Ward, this is why you catch passes with your hands, not your chest. That's why you're a defensive back. They always say that. You catch the ball with your hands. If you extend the ball with your hands, that's an interception. Tried to catch the ball with your chest. You know, Jordan Addison, that's my dog from Fight On University. He put Travaris Ward on the Sports Center top 10 because of that. And then the game unraveled from there. We got in the second half. Brock started to throw some interceptions. Offensive line couldn't block. Defensive line was getting penalties. Couldn't get pressure on Kirk Cousins. Then we roll into the Bengals game. Bengals game, I seen a lot of the same stuff. And this time it was I saw a lot of Steve Wilks, man. Steve Wilks was killing me with this soft coverage and playing a lot of man on first and second down. And I'm like, this is not what we do. It also was hurting us that teams was able to run the ball on us too. He running a lot of stunts in a lot of games, and it's killing us. That's not what this defensive line is used to. They're used to just pinning their ears back and doing what they do. Let our front four do everything for us. Now, our secondary has never been the greatest. We never had a lockdown corner, but our defensive line was so good, it would mask up what our secondary couldn't do at the corner position. Steve Wilks took that away, trying to put his own mix and flavor into it, and it's not working, bro. And also, I think Steve Wilks needs to come down out the booth. You need to come down and be amongst the players, bro. They need to feel like you're in the trenches with them. So if they can tell you, yo, this is not working, this is what we seeing out there, you can communicate that on the sidelines. You can't communicate that in the booth. They can't tell you on the sidelines, like, listen, coach, what you calling right now, that's not working. We need to be able to go away from that and go to what worked. We can't do that while you in the booth. You can kind of see that they're disconnected from him. Nick Bosa said, we're not used to all of this, what they're doing now. We used to being a four-man front, and we get to do what we do. Steve Wilks, you got to listen to the players. They say you a player's coach. You got to listen to them because I ain't going to lie. That Bengals game was like, yeah, Steve Wilks ain't got too much longer. Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow was amazing. You can tell he's getting healthy. Bosa was getting pressure, but we couldn't get to him still. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to be able to get to the quarterback, and they were able to run the ball on us. I'm not used to teams being able to run the ball on us. I feel like we've lost our identity offensively and defensively in these last 3 games. We haven't been playing 49er football. We don't deserve to be a top 5 team right now. We're not playing like one. We're not playing like a Super Bowl contender right now. So I think some things we need to coming off the bye. Steve Wilks need to scratch whatever he was doing. He need to go back to what Robert Saleh did that work, what DeMeco Ryan did that was working. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, bro. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. If it's not broke, don't fix it. If you know you got a group that just used to pinning their ears back and doing what they do best, and you playing zone coverage behind it, that cover 3 type of scheme that we've been running from Seattle, you need to go with that, bro. And then blitz here and there. Know those downs where it's like, all right, I might need to blitz him. But for the most part, we are a team that keeps everything in front of us and force them to score. Travaris Ward, he's been much better in zone coverage than man this year. Travaris Ward has been ugly when it comes to playing man. He's a penalty waiting to happen. It makes me nervous when he's playing man-to-man coverage because I feel like a flag is coming. The Lenore's better in the nickel, but we got no choice but to play him on the outside because Isaiah Oliver ain't it. I cannot wait till Womack come back, and I want to see what Luther Jr. got because we need a change at nickel. Isaiah Oliver is not it. He can't cover a blanket if he had to. He couldn't cover me if he had to. You know what I mean? He's good in run support, but he's not good at covering in the nickel. So we're going to see what's happening with that, but I think Steve Wilks need to get it together because I feel like if we go out to the Jaguars and give up 30 to them and lose, I think Kyle's going to make a change and say, you know what, bro, this ain't it. Because we can't afford to throw this season away, man. This team is getting older. This team wants to win. We can't have this team too much longer. So Kyle understands, like, we got to get it together, though. Am I worried? No, because under Robert Saleh, we had a stench under him, a roller coaster under him through 8 games. We was like 4-4 in 1 year, and then our defense took off. With DeMeco Ryans last year, we was 3-5. I want to say 3-5. Defense went on a roller coaster, and then we took off. So I don't want people to think that, oh, you know, with DeMeco Ryans, we was great the whole year. We wasn't great the whole year under DeMeco Ryans. We wasn't great the whole year under Robert Saleh. We had our ups and downs with them too. But we ended up getting on point, and we were strong out the year. I felt like we needed a bye. Like Kyle said, we looked slow and tired. Like mentally, we needed off. We needed off from everything that was going on. So I believe us coming off the bye will be refreshed. We'll be refreshed. We got Trent Williams coming back. We got Debo coming back. We'll be a little bit more healthier. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure calling them or doing some things to get it right through the bye, and we'll be good. You know. We got the Jaguars going into Jacksonville, a game I believe we can win, you know, because if we play in 49er football, we're very hard to beat, which is running the football, establishing a run, coming off with the play action. Brock Purdy has been shaky these last few games. I ain't going to lie. That last game against Cincinnati, I thought I was seeing Jimmy Garoppolo 2.0 with some of these interceptions, man. Brock has to do better with taking care of the ball. A lot of people was putting Brock in a top 10 and top 15, and he's an elite quarterback. He's top 5. Nah, bro. And I've been telling people the whole time on Sports After Dark, make sure y'all follow us on Twitter. You know, Sports After Dark, Sports A Dark _, and on our Twitter Spaces and on Sports After Dark After Hours, our other YouTube page. I'm not rating Brock or giving him any type of anything until we win a Super Bowl. He win us a Super Bowl, he'll be a top 10 quarterback to me. Outside of that, I'm not doing none of that. I'm not falling for all the false hope, man. You got to show me. You got to show me. I love Brock. I love what Brock brings to the table. But you know what you got to do, and he has to be better. Um, Kyle has to put him in better positions. You know, things will change. We'll see this week, and I think we'll bounce back. We're not a team that stays in a hole very long. I've never seen a 3-game losing streak, but things change. But I also know we can come off a 3-game losing streak and then win 7 straight. We're that good of a team. But we got to play like that. And it means business now, because now we getting into November, getting into December. A lot of these games are starting to count now more. We in the second half of the season, man, and we got to make it count. We have to make it count. I believe in us. I ain't losing faith. I'm standing 10 toes. I've been seeing a lot of slander and a lot of trolls from teams that we beat and dominated, but they control us right now. They got the right. We not winning. So they got the right to do that. So I get that, and we going, but I'm gonna say this now, because I see a lot of Niners fans. They always love to do that. They always love to jump off the bandwagon when we losing. When things change, make sure you stay where you at. Make sure you stay where you at, because it ain't no coming back from here. Everybody want to quit when we start losing. When we start losing, everybody want to quit. But as soon as we come back, then everybody back on the wave. Stay where you at. And everybody trolling us, let you know, them tables always turn. They always turn. Always turn. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna be down forever. And then we get back. Don't be like, oh, the Niners look like they look like the greatest again, and all of that. Nah. Keep it. Keep the same energy. Y'all got the Seattle Seahawks winning the division now and all of that. Keep that same energy, because them tables, they do one thing. They always turn. But I had to get off the losing part and get back to the happy part. I said 2 weeks ago, was it last? No, it might have been last week. Last Sunday on Sports After Dark, after we lost to the Vikings. No, I'm sorry. After we lost to the Bengals, I said John Lynch is going to make a trade. I said, Faithful, don't even trip. Don't even trip. On this, while we on this bye, John Lynch is going to make a trade. We need a trade. We need more help at the edge rusher. Nick Bosa needs somebody on the other side of him. And we need a corner. I feel like those were our two biggest needs. We need right tackle too, but our most two glaring needs is edge rusher and corner. Those are our biggest needs. And what does John Lynch do? I ain't gonna lie, I was a little shaky, y'all. I was a little shaky. I'm looking like it was about like 3:30. I'm like, dang, we ain't make a trade yet. We might not make a trade, dog. This might be the first year we don't do it. We don't do it. I'm like, we might not make a trade. Long and behold, about 2 minutes after I said that, it pops up on the screen. The Niners acquired Chase Young. I knew you had me, John Lynch. I knew you had me. I knew you wasn't gonna let me down, because I'm like, he sees what, for one, he saw what the Eagles did. You saw what your division rival did. You got to make this team better. You got to make this team better. And he went out and grabbed Chase Young. Now, don't get me wrong. I wanted Chase Young since the offseason, because once the Commanders didn't pick up his fifth option, I'm like, they going to trade him, especially if they're not good, because they're not going to pay him. So, and I kept telling Commanders fans, I got a few that can vouch for it. I said, swing is Chase Young. Put Chase Young back next to his teammate, Nick Bosa. We finally got them reunited back together again. It's gonna be great to see, man. The Commanders tried to say, Chase Young wasn't being disciplined and doing what he wanted to do on the field and wasn't, tapped in. I think if that is true, it'll change in San Francisco, because Chris Kusarek is the best coach for him to be around. And I think he'll be able to take Chase Young to another level that we haven't seen, because the potential was there. And we only gave up a third-round pick. A third-round pick for a player that was the number 2 pick in the draft back in 2020. A third-round pick. And if he leaves in free agency and get paid somewhere else, we get that third-round pick back. So basically, we got Chase Young for free. Now, the last time we did a trade with Washington for another player, we gave up a third and a fifth-round pick for him. That's a Hall of Fame left tackle we got him for. So, you know what I mean? It's not going to be crazy if it strike twice that we get another edge rusher that could be a Hall of Fame type of a talent, because he's that good. And it might motivate him, for one, because he is playing for a contract, and you back to playing with Nick Bosa. You on the other side of him. What's the luxury that you get to play with Nick Bosa, Arik Armstead, Javon Hargrave, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga? You playing with a lot of stars around you. So and you're playing with a team that you know that has Super Bowl aspirations. So you out of that funk in Washington. Don't get me wrong. I think Washington will end up being better throughout the years, but right now it ain't it. You know what you coming to in San Francisco. So I think Chase Young is going to be real excited to play. And here's the kicker part. I feel like the Niners could re-sign Chase Young and have two bookend edges for like the next 5 years. I think they could fit that in because I don't think Chase Young would be over expensive because he did miss a lot of games the last 2 years. And, you got to prove it. You got 5 sacks right now. I think in this defense, Chase Young could end up with like 7 sacks, 7 to 8 sacks, maybe 10. He could end up with that. I think he could. You know what I mean? Because Chase Young is that good. Chase Young is that good. And so we'll see as time go on. But I love this move. I think Chase Young could help us out in the run game too. Set the edge more. I think he'll be highly motivated and be ready to win, man. And we got a chance to go on a run. And I think it's going to start in Jacksonville. I truly believe we're going to come out hot. We're going to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then after that, we got the Bucks. Those are 2 games to get us right before we play Seattle Thanksgiving. And I believe we're at home for that game. I believe we're at home. I don't know. I'll check it. But I don't know. Let me look real quick. Because, since I got the phone, let me see real quick for y'all. I want to say we are home for that game. We are. Oh, we're in Seattle. So, yeah, we're in Seattle for Thanksgiving. A game that is going to be for a lot on the line. It's going to be to change the division. We haven't lost in the division yet. Seattle has lost in the division. So we got a chance to go 3-0 in the division when we see Seattle the first time. So I think the Jags game, the Bucks game, those are 2 games that could get us back on point, get us back in that winning mode. Like, all right, yeah, we still them dogs. So when we go into Seattle, that'll be a huge game. And then after that, we got Seattle, the Eagles in Seattle. I wouldn't be surprised if we won all those games. I wouldn't be surprised if we went on a. I wouldn't be surprised that we wouldn't lose another game until we see the Ravens. I wouldn't be surprised if we won every single game up until we saw them again. Because this team will be that good. And I think we'll get back to what we do with Chase Young there. Because the Niners now, you putting all the pressure on Steve Wilks. Steve Wilks, it's on you now, bro. The Niners went out and said, we're going to get you Chase Young to make the defensive line even better. Now, with them even that, Randy Gregory, our rotational line should only be Randy Gregory, and that's it. It should be either Bosa and Gregory in the game, Chase Young and Gregory in the game, or Chase Young and Bosa. Drake Jackson should not see the field. He went from having 3 sacks to not even being available no more. Like, I don't know what happened to you, Chase. I don't know what happened, Drake. We can't find you, but we need to find you. Clinton Farrell, you cool, but that ain't it. That ain't it. So I think when we rotate this D-line in, it should only be Randy Gregory. He should be the only one. I should never see Drake Jackson and Clinton Farrell be on the field to rush the quarterback. Chase Young or Bosa should be on the field at all times, rushing the quarterback. At all time. That's it. Clinton Farrell and Drake Jackson should never see the field. So Steve Wilks is on you, bro. I think Kyle Shanahan going to be like, you need to go back to what works, and that's rushing for and letting them do what they do, playing more zone coverage behind it. Pick and choose your spots when to play. Even when you blitzing, you can blitz in a zone coverage and still get the ball out their hands fast. You know what I mean? It's time to go back to what we do best, man. I love that we got Chase Young. That's the best move the Niners could have made, and they got him for a 3rd-round pick. Can't be mad at that. Can't be mad at that. So I'm excited to see what goes on from here. Like I said, y'all, I'm coming to y'all every week after this. Every game after this, y'all going to see this face. Y'all going to see me. And I'm going to give my input every week on how I felt we done in each game. All right? So I appreciate y'all. Much love to y'all. And I'll see y'all again next week, man. Go Niners.